Welcome to the e-teaching of class 12, subject English. Today we learn the poem Keeping Quiet, written by Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda is the pen name, that is pseudonym taken by Neftali. In this poem, Keeping Quiet, the poet emphasizes the need to be quiet and silent in our lives. Our life has become quite hectic and mechanical, that human beings have no time to look into his own life. Hence, the poet asks the people to remain silent for a while. The main theme of the poem is the necessity of quiet introspection, and thereafter creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. Means the main theme of the poem is the necessity of introspection. Do you know what is the meaning of introspection? It's an assessment, and it's self-assessment. Introspection means it's a assessment, a self-assessment. The importance of introspection is that when we have an assessment about ourselves, we will be able to know about what we are doing, we have been doing, what's the effect and what will be the effect of it to ourselves as well as for others. Through this poem, the poet appeals to the modern day man to stop all unwanted and mindless activities in order to bond with people around the globe. The poet appeals to the modern day man to stop all unwanted and mindless activities in order to bond with the people. Not only that one, he also gives a simple solution to many of the problems. And this solution is to be quiet in life. So we do come to know through this poem that there is a need of introspection in everyone's life, because we are leading a hectic life, a mechanical life. In this mechanical life, it is a must to look into ourselves, to know about the activities that we are doing. So students, let's see through this poem what the poet actually wants to tell us. The poet has used a lot many lyrical devices, any poetical devices. You have already learned the devices like simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, etc. But in this poem, along with repetition, alliteration, etc., we'll come to know about a new term, that is pun, as well as anaphora. That also, as it comes in the extract, it will be explained. Now come to the beginning of the poem. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet says, we will count. The poem begins in the plural sense, and as we come to the end of the poet says, now I will count. Now I will count. We will see the difference between we and I at the end of it. Now see, we will count to 12. With the word we can come to know that the poet gives an appeal. The poet gives an appeal to the entire human beings on this earth. We in the singular form, for all. And the number taken is 12. What is 12? The poet has not used 11, 13, 14, but 12. 12 actually stands for a measure of time. A measure of time. When we take a clock, for example, you see there are 12 numbers, 1 to 12. See the months of the year. There are 12 months, January to December. So it is taken as a measure of time. That means one round, okay, is complete with 12. So the poet has taken the number 12 and says, we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. This is this appeal that the poet emphasizes the whole human race on this earth to stand still, keep still for a while. For a while means for a moment. What do you mean by that while a moment? Means how much time that it takes to count from 1 to 12. How much time that it takes to count from 1 to 12. That much time the poet asks, appeals to everybody to remain still and is silent. This silence will help us, will give us time to look into ourselves in our lives. There will be peace as well as calm. And in this peace and calm situation, we will be able to introspect. And once when we introspect, then we will be able to know the activities that we do. So the poet appeals. The first two lines, introductory lines, we find it's an appeal to the whole human beings on this earth. That he tells to remain silent. Now there comes a question, if asked in this way, why do you think the poet has taken the number 12 instead of any other? The reason behind the poet to take the number 12, it is nothing. It is simply a significance of the number 12 is that 12 hours in a clock and 12 months in a year, which means a measure of time. We see here alliteration, WV, WI, will. We will, alliteration. You can find the term alliteration. So we see that it's simply an appeal. For what? To remain silent for a while. Now move on to the next extract. It says, for once on the face of the earth, for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. That is, let's not speak in any language. Here also I have underlined the term, the earth and the language. We see people in the world speak different languages. In India itself, for example, different languages are spoken by the people. Besides, dialects are also spoken. So we can understand that it's not meant for a particular section of the society. It's not meant for a particular individual, a group, or for a nation. But the appeal is a universal appeal. Means appeal to the whole world. Appeal to the whole people on this earth, that once and for 1 second, 1 moment, on the face of the earth, anywhere else, either here, there, anywhere else, on this earth, wherever people live. He says that they do not speak in any language. So if the people do not speak any language, there will be a total silence. There will be a total silence. And that silence is what actually the poet wants from us to do. A complete silence. This silence will help us to look in our lives. Next 2 lines tells, let's stop for 1 second. The poet continues that let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. That at least for 1 second, how much time it will take? That is 1 second. Little time. Little time. He says, let's stop. Let's stop everything and not move our arms. Underline the word arms and 1 second. He says that let our hands, our arms, not to be moved. That means he asks for complete stillness for a while, meaning for a second. The word arms, we find the poet use of pun. Is that another literary device, poetical device, that is pun, which means that a term in a word that is used for 2 different meanings in that extract, for 2 different meanings. The first one you see, arms, meaning is weapon, arms and ammunition. People use this to bring destruction. At the same time, it has yet another meaning, that is body part. Body part. People often raise their arms to protest. To protest. So we find the term pun. But the poet wants us, let it be in the first way or the second. Let there be no movement of the arms. So if it is not used either in the first or the second sense, you see there will be a complete quietness. A complete quietness in this mechanical world. Now see the second and third line. Both the lines begin with the let's, the same word, the same phrase. If two consecutive lines begin with the same word, then we find that there is a use of anaphora. This is another liturgical term, anaphora. What is it? Two consecutive lines beginning with the same word, that is let. So we see one alliteration, then we also get anaphora. No movement of any sort. What for? For complete peace and calm. Now let's look into some of the questions. The first question that may be asked is, what is the significance of keeping quiet? What is the significance of keeping quiet? If asked, what will be the answer? You can write the significance of keeping quiet. The significance of keeping quiet is that it will help us to get time for introspection. It will help us to get time for introspection. Second question is that one. What does the poet want us to do for a second? What does the poet wants us to do for a second? What does he want us to do? He wants only one thing. What is it? To remain silent for a while. And the third question is that what does he mean? What does the poet mean by not move our arms? It is written there, not to move our arms. What is the answer? He means that there should be stillness and not any sort of movement. Which means that there should be complete, what is it, stillness and no sort of movement. I hope that this extract is clear. The two liturgical terms, one is pun, one is anaphora, the different meanings of arms. Why does he ask us not to speak in any language? How can we say that it is an appeal to the entire world, the people of the whole world? These are all the different questions that may be asked from this particular extract. Now, let's move on to the next extract. That is, it would be an exotic moment. It would be an exotic moment. What do you mean by exotic? Exotic actually means beautiful, enticing. What is it? It's an enticing moment. Which one is it? It would be. What is this it here? means that particular moment when everything seems to be still. When everything seems to be still, when there is no movement of any sort, there will be a complete what is peace and calmness on this earth, and that moment will be an enticing, beautiful, an exotic moment when everything remains silent and quiet and still. Such a moment will be an enticing, exotic moment. And how can this be? There will be no rush, and without rush, without engines. There will be no rush on the road. Human beings won't be in a hurry. No difference. All remain at home. Like the situation what we face now. And no engines, no machinery work. No engines would be at work. So that there will be a total, a complete quietness. Such a moment be really enticing, beautiful, exotic moment. We have never been used to this. We have never been used to such a moment. Once when we feel it, then we will be able to understand that it will be quite enticing. An exotic moment without a rush, without engine. As far as the rush is concerned, there is nothing to say in the present time that if you want to reach your destination, it won't be possible due to the traffic jam, because the number of vehicles plying on the road is considerably increasing day by day. Hence, there will be a rush and jam on the road. Besides, all the engines, machineries be at work. Last two lines. We would all be together when there be no rush, no engines. Poet says, every human being on this earth be together. Together means togetherness, oneness. Means when there is no work, no movement, every human being seems to be same, similar, no difference, no high, no low. All are equal. There will be a feeling of togetherness. There will be a feeling of oneness among the people. Everybody would consider others as their brethren in a sudden strangeness. In a sudden strangeness. There will be an entirely a different situation, different feeling that we may be able to feel it. So let's, through this poem, let's take it, that particular part of the theme, that is introspection. Be silent, quiet, assimilate, understand ourselves. Then we will be able to know as well as be able to rectify ourselves. Once again, it would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines, and there would be a togetherness in a sudden strangeness. Certain questions that may be asked. What will happen if there is no rush or running of engines? What is it? What will happen if there is no rush or running of engines? What is the answer? There will be peace all around. What is it? There will be peace all around if there is no rush or the sound of the running of engines as well as machines. I mean total peace that we can get then. Next question, how would all of us feel at that moment? How would all of us feel at that particular moment? What do you think we will feel? We all will feel and enjoy the unusualness and sudden strangeness. Unusualness as well as sudden strangeness. Why would it be called an exotic moment if such a question is asked? Why would it be called an exotic moment? If such a question is asked, what will be the answer? Because it will be an instance of universal peace. What is it? An instance of universal peace. There are still questions that can be asked from this. We will feel and understand in the next second part of this lecture. I think all of you have understood. Go through this, learn, and whatever the doubts you have, we will discuss in our online classes. But before that, go through, try, and note down the problems that you have. Okay, bye.